Hello, everybody. I'm just checking to make sure that I've gone live on YouTube. All right, we're going to get started here in just a moment. Make sure channel. Yes, it looks like it is showing. Let me. Oh, shoot. I thought- Okay. Testing. Yes, it looks like it is showing. Okay, let me. We can go. Okay, so we can go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. It is so good to see you tonight. Um, so tonight we're going to be talking about spiritual activation, full service to self. So before we get started, I always like to do a breathing exercise to kind of calm us down, kind of get us out of our head space and get us into a mindset of just calm and relaxation. So to begin, we're going to breathe in 4 counts, hold 4 counts, and then release 4 counts. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Release, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Release, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And release, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully that has calmed you down and you're feeling a little relaxed and calm and relaxed. Okay, so we're going to get started. So I'm going to start out first by telling you a little bit about myself. And I am a transformational life coach. My name is Regal T. Cameron. I empower women to live a life of possibilities through health and wellness, mind, body, and spirit by giving them the tools and exercises and the knowledge to create the life that they want to live. Okay, so that's what I do as a life coach. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to regalcameron.com and that will give you more information on me and what I do and what I teach. And, it'll give you some good information on me. Yeah. So tonight, I want to go ahead and get started. So let me put my glasses back on, a little. When you get older, you have to do a reading glass because that's what these are, reading glasses. I have my contacts in, so but I still need to see the little words. Okay, so and starting with spiritual activation, full service to self. Before I go deep dive into that, I want to go over, and I have my notes over here, on what I talked about a couple of days ago when I really introduced spiritual activation and what is spiritual activation. So I'm just going to kind of go over my notes so you guys will know what I talked about last week because that will also help you with this today's lesson. So, what 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 is spiritual activation? Spiritual activation is when things around you are not feeling the same, meaning you have a different feeling about yourself, a different feeling about life, a different feeling about just your purpose, and you have this desire of wanting to find out what is your purpose for life, basically, and what is your purpose in this world, and how you can contribute in a positive way. And it comes in very different ways. And when you're spiritually activated, you get signs. Like there are, signs that you get, like synchronicity. You see 111, 222, 333, or you'll see 555, or 1111. These are numbers of synchronicity. This is the universe alerting you that there is something else going on, meaning that it's time for you to start on your path of spirituality, on your path of just loving self, seeking your spirit, finding out what it is within you that serves your purpose and also helps you to serve others. Um, and in these signs, you can have a questioning of your beliefs. You can have a feeling of wanting to connect to a greater purpose. Also, how can you serve others? As I said before, your outlook on the world changes. You see things in a different way, as from what you did before. A perfect example of that is the panorama. When everybody went into the panorama, we all had different mindsets about how to live life, how we could live life. Because, we got that 9 to 5, getting up in the morning, getting in that doggone traffic that, thank God, I don't have to do anymore. But yeah, rush hour traffic, getting home, taking care of your kids or your husband, and getting the house ready and doing all those things just for life. That everyday 9 to 5 hustle and bustle is what we were experiencing before the panorama. After the panorama, a lot of people started seeing that we don't have to live in that hustle and bustle, that life still goes on, and that I don't want to, yeah, I do want to say it, that working that 9 to 5, there are other options out there. That's what a lot of people realized. And, some people lost their jobs, so they had to find other ways to make money. They started businesses during the pandemic, or panorama, excuse me, panorama. And yeah, that was part of a spiritual awakening, because everyone started waking up and saying, wait a minute, you mean to tell me I ain't got to get in my car and drive? Now, before I used to have an hour commute, and then I moved closer to my job, and then I had a 20-minute commute. But either commute was still a pain in the behind because there was a whole bunch of people on the road. But anyway, you mean I ain't got to sit in traffic? I can actually work from home. I can actually create my own business and make the same money or more working my own business, and I don't have to go in and listen at the craziness of the people that I work with. I can, yeah, the panorama brought that about. And it also brought a lot of spiritual activation as well, because then people started to really think about what's important about my life. Why am I here? There was so much unaliving, people just not being able to live because of the panorama. And it really made people sit back and say, hey, I'm not too sure about this. I ain't too sure about this. Maybe I need to start focusing on something else, something better, something more that I can help people and I can help myself. So that's kind of what spiritual activation is, or that is what spiritual activation is. And with that, knowing what spiritual activation is, now we want to figure out how can spiritual activation really help us come into full service to self. And you might say, well, Coach Regal, what you talking about? Well, what I am talking about is being full service to self spiritually. How do you take care of yourself spiritually? What is the process that you go through to take care of yourself spiritually? How do you really go through and examine your thoughts and really your feelings, your values, your identity, your background, your views of things? Have they changed? because a lot of things happened in the panorama. People's views on, that 9 to 5, it changed. Their views on how they want to run their life, it changed. Some people quit their job and they started and they're going strong in their business now. So really think about being full service to self. What does that mean? So I'm going to give you a definition here. And with this definition, this is going to give you a little bit more information about spirituality and just being aware. So the term is spiritual awareness. So what is that? To become spiritually aware is to awaken to our true natural spirit, nature as spirit, excuse me, to experience our true self. And you might say, what? You experience your true self? Example for myself. When I started going through my spiritual awakening and I became spiritually aware and just even self aware, I started to question my beliefs. I started to question what am I going to be doing in life, because I felt like the job that I had was not really fulfilling me within myself. It wasn't making me feel good about how I was living my life. I didn't feel like I was making a contribution to the world, something that would help change the world or something that would impact people in a way to where it would make them think about, well, what can I do? What can I do to better myself? What can I do to really help people? So, with that, I started researching things. I started researching essential oils. I started researching frequencies and vibration and music and meditation and yoga. All these different things I started researching because what I wanted to do was heal first. I wanted to start my healing journey. And being in full service, being spiritually activated, a part of that is really looking at self, finding ways to heal yourself, finding ways to deal with your past issues, the unforgiveness that you may have with someone. It could be a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, or aunt, anybody. It could be a cousin, anybody that you might have like some anger towards. You have to heal all of that stuff, or things that you were hurt from in your childhood. You really need to sit back and examine those things about yourself and start to learn how to accept, okay, those things happen to me. I need to forgive them. And the forgiveness is not for you. Excuse me, it's not for the person. It's for you. Because that person has moved on with their life. Hello. They done moved on. They done forgot. They don't even know you still mad about that thing. They done packed up their stuff. They probably done moved on, went to college, found a husband or a wife and got some kids. And they doing their thing. They ain't even think about what they did to you in the 5th grade out there on the playground. And you got mad about that thing because y'all was fighting and you lost the fight. They ain't even think about that. You got to heal from that stuff. Now that was just like a little small example. It wasn't a lighthearted example, but the deep things, like maybe you were molested, maybe your mom said some words to you as a teenager that you have never forgotten. You have to do that self work and letting go. And it's a whole process of letting go of that hurt so that you can forgive. And I do have techniques that I will show, not in this video, but maybe in the next video, I'll show you guys how to work through those emotions and releasing them, because a part of that is full service with spiritual activation. That's part of being full service to self, is healing, really, really healing, and knowing that in that healing, you get your freedom, you get your liberty in that healing. And some other things that you have to do with that self exploration, as I was saying, your values, you know, with spiritual activation, being in full service to self. What are your values? They could have changed, because I'm pretty sure that the people that went through the panorama like me, they probably have some value changes. They may have found that, ooh, I don't really believe that anymore, or I don't really think that that's valuable anymore in my life. And because that thing is not valuable anymore, so now their values have changed. Hello? Values change, beliefs change, all of that good thing, all that good stuff. And that's part of full service to self is recognizing what has changed and honoring that thing that has changed and then growing from that thing that has changed and maybe setting a new foundation, maybe setting new beliefs, maybe setting new values, your feelings and how you process things, how you examine your life. It's literally being spiritually activated in full service to self means a better understanding of yourself, learning yourself, learning the things that you like, you don't like, that you're not going to tolerate anymore, things you're going to tolerate and not going to tolerate. That's part of full service to self. Now, I'm sure you probably have heard me say full service to self several times in this video because being spiritually activated means that this might seem or sound a little um, egotistical, but being spiritually activated and giving yourself full service to self means that you got to take care of you first before you take care of anybody else. I have this saying, I love me more than anybody else. That's full service to self. Loving yourself more than anybody else means that you are putting yourself first. No matter what the hell anybody else thinks, no matter what they say, no matter whatever's going on in anybody else's life, you are first. And I had to learn that the hard way. But that's basically, in a nutshell, the essence of full service to self when you're spiritually activated. Um, is loving yourself more than anybody else. Now you might ask, well, great, how do I do that? How do I love myself more than anybody else? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a few things and then we're gonna say bye bye because I got to go. I ain't ate yet. I'm hungry. Okay, and I love to eat. I do. I love to eat. Okay. All right. So here are some holistic techniques that you can take and go into a self-exploration of yourself. So mindfulness. It is helps you observe your inner motivation and movement, meaning whenever you're aware of what's going on in your mind, it's kind of like meditation. So it's between mindfulness and meditation are kind of intertwined together. So basically, you're aware of your emotions, your inner motivations, things that will motivate you to get up, like in the morning. What motivates you to get up and start your day? It could be your kids, it could be anything that motivates you. And then what helps you with movement? So you've got your motivation, you got your kids. Now, movement, you got to get up, you've got to go and take care of those kids. You may have to help them get ready for school and then take them to school. That's movement. But the other thing is meditation. This is where you're really going to get closer to self. Now, there are different types of meditation. Okay. There is chakra meditation where you can balance your chakras. You have 7 main chakras in your body, all the way from your root chakra all the way up to your crown chakra. Um, I'll be teaching more about that also on this channel here on YouTube. Um, yeah, and you can also look up videos about chakras and learn more about chakras and what they are and what they are within the centers of the body, the main centers of the body. That's doing chakra meditation. And then you have also healing meditation. You have sleep meditation. If you have, like for me, I at one point I would have trouble going to sleep. So I would find a video on YouTube, and it would be a sleep meditation video, but I would listen, put my earbuds in my ear, and as I would lay down to go to sleep, I would literally listen to the music from the sleep meditation. And most times I would do a speaking sleep meditation, meaning that there's someone in the background speaking to me, helping me to relax and sleep. There are hundreds of thousands of meditation videos that you can do that can really help you center yourself, help you to understand, what's going on within your mind, because meditation deals with the mind, clearing the mind, calming the mind. It's actually good for, as I said, calming, relaxation. It can drop your blood pressure. It can help you to sleep better and get a deeper sleep. So that's a couple of things that you can do and techniques that you can use to actually be full service of self. The other thing is you can write in a journal. Write your emotions in a journal. I used to write poetry all the time back in my early 20s, and that was how I actually started my spiritual awakening journey. And I got spiritually activated. And also awareness exercises. You can be aware. Now, awareness exercises means that you really have to look into self, being aware of your intention on everything, intention for self discovery, wherever, whatever catches your attention, and further exploration, meaning as I have been on this journey, I have learned a lot about self awareness. And I learned that at one point in my life, I had no self awareness. And that was, I found that out at lunch one day back in the late 90s. Yeah, it was like 98, I think, 97, no, 98, 99. Where I think I told the story in the last video where I go to eat my lunch every day and I would write poetry. And that particular day, I decided that I was just going to read what I had been writing. And as I read it, I found out that I was not the nice, positive person that I thought I was. And that also helped me. That was the beginning journey of me finding out about how self aware I was in my feelings and my thinking and my actions and my doing, and learning that, girl, you gotta look at yourself sometimes before you point at somebody else, because you know what they say, when you pointing at somebody else, you got three more fingers. Hello, these are pointing back at you. Okay, so with that said, being self-aware, doing some exercises, being aware of your intention in any action that you do. What is your intention in doing that thing? Is it a good intention? Is it a bad intention? What is your intention? That's being self-aware. Full service of self happens when you decide to take action with your spiritual activation or newfound spiritual awareness. The action is asking questions, searching for answers, not necessarily asking somebody else, meaning if you being lazy and if you being lazy and you don't really feel like looking for the answer, and then you go ask somebody else and they give you an answer, they're giving you their answer to your question, not necessarily you finding the answer and exploring the answer that you get. Okay, I gotta tell. I gotta tell myself. So when I worked at this network marketing company where they sold vitamins and stuff, there was an older lady that I worked with in the customer service. And I would always go and ask her, well, how do I do this? And how do I do that? And how do I do this? And at first she was telling me the answer. But then it got to a point where she stopped telling me the answer and made me go search for it. So I would have to get on Google. I start searching and searching, and then I would run down this rabbit hole for the answer to my question. But what she was teaching me was not to depend on somebody else to give me the answer. Go research it for myself. So that's what I'm telling you here. Go research for yourself. Go look for the answers yourself, because what somebody's answer may be, yeah, that's nice, quick, yeah, gave it to you quick and everything, but it may not give you the full picture of what you may be really asking. Um, Doing something different, like meditation or journaling, and then start researching for your own spirituality, meaning start searching for your own meaning and purpose for life, your life. So to be in full service to self, that's those three things that I just gave you, and everything else that I gave you before, you should be able to get you on a good start and a good path to you walking your newfound spiritual awareness. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm like really excited. Oh, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what your thoughts are about spiritual activation, spiritual awareness, meditation, all these things, self exploration, holistic techniques that you can learn to really be in full service to self. Put it down in the comments, okay? I'll be watching and I'll be answering and letting you know that I'm reading your comments. Again, this is Coach Regal. Hello, Transformational Life Coach. Thank you so much for joining me. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And that's it for tonight. Bye. Love and light. Namaste.